Hey guys, Alex from 7th Hour Films back again with JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Last time on JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, we started off Part 6, Stone Ocean, with, well, aptly enough, Stone Ocean. So yeah, we met Jolyne Cujoh, daughter of Jotaro Cujoh, who has been arrested for they say for killing a man, basically. However, it's revealed that it was some lawyer shenanigans because her lawyer was bought off by her boyfriend's dad, who was rich, to get the conviction onto her instead of onto her boyfriend. So yeah, so she's going away for 15 years into prison. However, before all that happened, she was given a brooch that her father, Jotaro, gave to her mother, saying, hey, if Jolyne's ever in trouble, give this to her. And in that contained an interesting stone. Well, not really a stone. It was a fragment of an arrow, which pricked Jolyne's finger and gave her a stand. So yeah, and now she is using that stand in interesting ways. It seems to be this interesting thread-like thing, the thread basically, and yeah, she can use it to hear things from afar or to, well, kill people with a thread. So yeah, and she also met an interesting person named Hermes Costello, and they might be in the same prison. I imagine they are in the same prison. So yeah, I think they are in the same prison. So yeah, so that'll be interesting. And also Jolyne just is horny occasionally. I mean, it happens, so, yeah. Anywho, that was our introduction. That was our introduction to Part 6. It was a very interesting one, definitely, and I'm excited to see where we are going this time. So, like always, the reaction is down in the description and in the pinned comment for your viewing pleasure. So let's go ahead and jump right into this episode of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Here we go. Alright. First off, the ED. Not hype. You know, I like him to be pretty hype. Modern Crusaders was pretty hype. Walk Like an Egyptian was pretty hype. Roundabout was, you know, that's the original hype. Not very hype, but I like it. I like it. I will accept it. And yeah. Yeah, I mean, I could talk about some of the others, but I don't care to. So yeah, pretty good. I like it. This is good. And yeah, good episode. Let's talk about the episode. So, Gwess. Whoo, boy. That was something I like. It's an interesting thing where, you know, it's an interesting thing where it's like, all right, here's two people that don't know what stands are. They're trying to figure out their stand powers. I like, though, that it's like, it's almost like happenstance that that Gwess would have been chosen by the arrow, you know? Which I guess that has to be it, is that, so Hermes found the amulet and then sold it to Gwess, and then the arrow, it must have been that the arrow knew to give her a stand, because she would then come in contact with Jolyne. I guess? I don't know, but yeah, but it's still interesting. It's still interesting, but yeah, just, I will say, I like her, like, as a stand user, because she's just kind of crazy, you know? And it makes sense that it's like, she's just some, you know, whack job prison inmate who suddenly has this, you know, crazy power. But yeah, that's the interesting thing, because we've seen other stand users where it's like, oh yeah, they just got their stand. Teranosuke comes to mind with Enigma or Mysterioso in part 4, where, you know, he was like, oh, I just got my stand a couple days ago, and he goes off, you know, he goes to, you know, fight, and he's just a guy who, you know, he likes to see fear stimuli, you know, how people react to fear stimuli, and then, you know, absorbs people into paper as well. But he was such a master with his stand immediately that he posed a challenge to Josuke, who had had his stand for years. Whereas this is two people who just got their stand within the past, 24 hours or so. Well, I guess Jolyne, it's probably a bit longer. But for Gwess, I would imagine, only 24 hours or so. For Jolyne, I'd say probably a couple days that she's had this, her ability, Stone Ocean, which I get that. I think, if I'm correct, I do know that her ability is supposed to be called Stone Free, but it's a song, and much like Gold Experience was changed to Golden Wind, which was the name of Part 5, Stone Free has been changed to Stone Ocean, which is good. I'm going to need a little bit to just get that, because Golden Wind I thought was good. Gold Experience is okay, but I kind of prefer Golden Wind. And I mean, Crazy Diamond is good. I just got so used to Shining Diamond, but yeah. But this one, Stone Ocean, just because you're adding the extra syllable in there, because it's Stone Free, Stone Ocean. I don't know. I'm going to have to get used to saying it, basically. But yeah. But still, so what was I saying? So yeah, it's two people who barely know how to use their stand fighting, and it's just it works out better, I think, because you have someone who doesn't even know the limitations of her stand, because Gwess, she doesn't realize that the further away you are from your from the thing that you shrank, the effect will start to wear off, basically. She didn't even know that, because, her stand is so recent. And Jolyne kind of has that, but she's already figuring out how to use the thread, She's already figuring out how to use the thread in interesting ways. I mean, she's just, like Spider-Man, just, going and, pulling stuff away and, whipping around with it and stuff. But then, without even figuring this out, this just kind of happened, that I guess it's that she has so much thread that it can clump together and become a normal stand, Because that's the thing, is we've always had, you gotta have your protagonist have the punchy punchies. But yeah, she has the punchy punchies, and she can friggin' aura, which is great. Which I love that it's aura too, because it makes sense. Because that is the stand cry of her father, But she doesn't even know that, That's just inherent that she would do that. I mean, it's the same thing, like Giorno didn't know that his dad did Mudas, but he still did it. It's good to have the auras back, I must say. It's really good to have the auras back. So I like that. And, yeah, I guess that's just it. Oh, and, I couldn't remember what I was going to say. I like the auras, and she sounded good. The voice actress did a good job, I think, with the auras. So that was good. But yeah. So, the GG dolls. Goo Goo dolls. That one I can just intuit on my own. The Goo Goo dolls. Which, I must say, that is an apt stand name, because you're shrinking everything to the size of a doll, basically. Now, I will say, it's kind of weird that it's exactly the same, basically, as Formaggio's stand. What was his? Not Arts and Crafts. That was the guy that could, stop things in midair. What was Formaggio's stand name? Oh, it was Tiny Feet, wasn't it? Or something like that. At least that was the dub name. But he was able to shrink himself with that, and there was no problem of distance. So GG dolls, Goo Goo dolls, is just a crappier version of Formaggio's stand. But the fact that it's almost identical, I find to be really weird. That it's and especially too, because that wasn't a one and done. I mean, it was a one and done stand, but that was a good while that fight with Narancia lasted, Oh, excuse me. So the fact that it's just oh yeah, here's that again. It's okay, you can do that, I guess. That's fine. But it worked out. I did like the whole thing with the escape attempt, which was interesting. And yeah, poor Jolyne just having to, put on this dead rat carcass and stuff, which was crazy. But having to do that and then dealing with this crazy bitch, just this crazy bitch, which I kind of wonder. It's like, so she's not gonna stick around, is she? Like, I don't know, like, because see, I'm almost still in the part 5 mindset of she killed her, but I don't know if that's a thing in part 6, because if if a inmate dies, that's gonna be a big deal, so, and you can't have it be that, oh yeah, Jolyne actually killed her. So I don't know. So I don't know. We're gonna have to figure out what happened. We didn't really know what happened to her at the end there. But yeah, sorry, I'm cleaning my glasses there. My glasses get a little gunky and get some get the occasional stray hair that falls onto my nose. So I'm trying to clean it up a bit. All right. Anyway, but yeah, but that was interesting. We'll have to see. I mean, we got to find Hermes again. We got to find Hermes again because she was the one who found the brooch. And if that's the case, it's entirely possible she has a stand too, So, I must say, also, just because, of this part with Jolyne and everyone else, I'm appreciating the amount of women in this part, because if that is the Achilles heel of JoJo, is there aren't a lot of JoJo girls. Yes, you'll have Irina, and just Irina in part 1. You'll have Lisa, and I guess Susie Q. There's pretty much nobody in part 3. there's Anne, but who cares? And then there's Mariah, and that's it. Part 4, Yukiko. I mean, Yukiko's just a fucking yandere, so I don't even... that's not a great representation for the women out there. But you do get, Raimi, who's stuck in an alleyway. Part 5, I think, was probably one of the better, even though, again, it's one girl. It's Trish, But she honestly gave off a lot of Lisa vibes, just in terms of prominence in the story. So there was that. Meanwhile, part 6, Araki is clearly all right, I gotta fill the gap, fill the distance of how many, of guys to girls, basically. So it's all right, a lot of girls. We're gonna have a bunch of girls, and I'm down with that. I am absolutely down with that, And I mean, just the fact that it took 6 parts to get a female JoJo too. But I'm fine with that. I'm absolutely fine with that. So, and I'm honestly enjoying Jolyne as a main character. So, and yeah, with Stone Ocean clumping together, that's such an interesting thing that it's thread that clumps together and then can punch, So I like that. And honestly, as a Hermit Purple fan, I'm oh man, that's what you want out of Hermit Purple. And if Joseph had been young, if he had kept up his Hamon training, or if he just was still the main character in part 3, you probably could have gone for that. Now he would still also have the divination on top of that, but it would have been good, I think. It would have been interesting. But I will accept... But see, that just makes me accept Stone Ocean more. It's yes, I like this. I like this stand. It's an interesting thing. And yeah, I also look at stands where it's okay, what's, the utility of this? If you had this stand in real life and you weren't fighting stand users all the time, is this a good stand to have? Hermit Purple, I say yes, because, just the control on technology it has. I see a lot of potential in Hermit Purple. Star Platinum is good, but Star Platinum, I don't know. I don't know how often you're using Star Platinum in day-to-day life. Shining Diamond, I'd use all the goddamn time, I'd be fixing up my house. Look, I would open a repair shop with Shining Diamond, and I'd make money off of it. And I like to imagine that's what Josuke does anyway. Golden Wind, I don't really see much use for, unless it's you open up a pet shop and you make the pets out of rocks. Other than that, I really don't see gold experience being that useful in day-to-day life. Unless maybe if you're a botanist, that could be kind of interesting. Maybe that's what Jarno does, you know. Maybe that's he has a botany hobby along with being a mafia boss. I don't know. Jolyne, just because we haven't seen any other ability, yeah, you could kind of say, well, maybe Stone Ocean. If you had that in real life, it's not spectacular, but I'm sure there are a lot of, you know, uses you could find for Stone Ocean. But yeah. So I always like to kind of look at the utility, which is why, you know, 95% of the stands in JoJo are, you know, worthless in that category. But I could see, like, granted, you know, I'm only 2 episodes in. I'm only 2 episodes into this part. But there could be potential of, if you had Stone Ocean in real life, you'd probably be alright. At the very least, you seem to be able to Spider-Man around, like with Hermit Purple, and that's always fun. But see, I always think about that, and it's like, that'd be so cool to just, you know, swing over and, you know, jump onto things, and it's like, man, I got a fear of heights. That might be a bit rough for me. So, oh well. But yeah, interesting stuff. Very, very good stuff. Good first stand fight. I mean, yeah, we didn't have a stand fight at all last episode. The only stand we saw was Stone Ocean, and it was just in thread form. But now we have Stone Ocean versus Goo Goo Dolls, which was pretty good. And yeah, the fact I love her busting out the auras, even though she shouldn't know that Star Platinum does that, you know. But I like it. I like it. Good stuff, and I'm very curious to see where we are going next time. But that is basically it. With all that being said, I'm Alex from 7th Hour Films, and I will see you guys next time. Take care. Alright guys, thanks for watching this video. There's a bunch of links on screen if you want to go click around any of those. There's a playlist for all of my JoJo's Bizarre Adventure reactions, as well as another video you can go click on if you want. There's also a subscribe button and a Patreon button on screen, as well as other links in the description if you want to go check out any of those. See you guys later.